Hey, hi, Mr. Khanna here, your accounting teacher. This session is actually for seminar, accounting seminar 2020. First, we see the component of the paper, accounting paper. We have paper 1, which is the multiple choice question, and paper 2, which is a structured written paper. Paper 1 is given 1 hour 15 minutes to the paper, and there will be a 35 multiple choice questions. There will be a 35 multiple choice question, which is given you 35 marks. But the percentage is 30% for the paper. Paper 1 is 30%. There will be a 35 questions, 35 multiple choice question. And for paper 2, it's given 1 hour 45 minutes. The total marks for the paper 2 is 100 marks. The total marks for the paper 2 is 100 marks. And it's given 5 structure questions. It's given 5 structure questions. It's the total mark, total percentage will be 70%. So paper 2 will give you 70% from the 5 questions that you do, 5 structure questions. And paper 1, 30. Paper 1 is 30%. For the 35 multiple choice questions. Let's see what they test you in a paper 1. In a paper 1, they will test you the knowledge and understanding. Normally, the knowledge and understanding is the direct question. The direct question that asks, okay, what is the petty cash? What is the advantages of the petty cash? What is a cash book? Okay, they will ask that direct questions, knowledge and understanding. Analysis are something like indirect questions, okay? Indirect questions such as calculate the depreciation, all these are analysis questions, okay, in a paper 1. Okay, in a paper 2, yes, same thing, we have a knowledge and understanding analysis, which is the same thing that we test in a paper 1. And in a paper 2, there's an additional thing, evaluation. Evaluation is more to you give your opinion, okay, suggest the ways to avoid provision for doubtful debt, all this suggestion, okay, you give evaluation is give you extra things, okay. So these are the glance, the paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, we go deep inside the paper 1. Paper 1, you may use calculator. Yes, accounting always can use a calculator. Okay, next one, 80% of the question will be test on the knowledge and understanding. Okay, 80% from the knowledge and understanding. It means for paper 1, you just read the notes. Okay, you can get 80 marks. 80 marks. Okay, 80% from the knowledge. It's all direct questions. All direct questions. Okay, they will ask the terms, principles, the procedures. Okay, all are direct questions. And another 20%. Another 20% is though you need to analyze. Okay, you need to come up with the calculation and all this. Okay, some calculation and some theory also they will ask in a paper 1. 20%. Okay, in the examination, you need to consider a few things. First one, read each question very carefully. Okay, spend some time, few seconds or few minutes, read the question very carefully. And once you don't know the first question, you skip the first question, go for second question. It means you attempt the easier question first. If you don't know, don't waste your time. You skip the question, go for next question, go for next question, and then you come back. And then you come back, attempt the most difficult questions. Okay, you do question number 1, you know the answer, you put the answer, you go for question number 2. If you know the answer, question number 2, you do. Question number 3, you don't know, skip first. Don't spend a lot of time to thinking for the harder question. So if you don't know the question number 3's answer, it's okay. You leave it, you go for question number 4, then question number 5. You do the easiest question first. Okay, later come back, do the harder question lah. Okay, if you really, okay, that's the advantage of paper 1. That's the advantage of paper 1, which is the MCQ. Is the MCQ. If you really cannot attempt the answer, if you don't know the answer, just make a guess. Don't leave it empty. Okay, if you really don't know the answer, okay, just make a guess and put some answer A, B, C, D. Either one, choose any answer, then move on to the next one. If you really don't know, okay, don't leave it empty. Don't leave it empty. Okay, here I give you one example of the question. Okay, we see which item of the statement of financial position of the business shows the owner how well the business performing. Okay, the answer is profit for the year, because we see the profit. From the profit, we can see how good the company performing, the performance, profit for the year. So if you don't answer, so we need to shade only one answer. Okay, you look at the example that here, in exam, you need to shade like this. Okay, shade in the box here. You shade here. This out, you answer paper 1. Okay, we read this one. Each correct answer will score 1 mark. Each correct answer, 1 mark. There are 35 questions in the paper 1, so you get 35 questions, which will convert into 30%. Okay, a mark only will be deducted for incorrect answer. If a correct answer, they give you 1 mark. If wrong answer, no marks. That's it. Okay, you need to answer all the questions as I told you just now. Okay, if you don't know the answer, you just guess the answer. Okay, at the end of the exam, if you don't know the answer, you guess the answer. Don't leave it empty. Don't leave it empty. And normally for each question, we have a 4 possible answer, which is A, B, C, D. It's a multiple choice question. You choose one answer. And don't forget, you need to use the soft pencil. Okay, you need to use the soft pencil to answer this paper 1, MCQ paper. Okay, let's look at the paper 2. Paper 2, you may write your answer in the black pen or dark blue pen. Okay, you can use a black pen and also dark blue pen, and standardize the pen. Okay, if you choose to do the black pen, then you do only the black pen. If you choose to do the dark blue pen, just make sure all your answers are in a dark blue pen. Okay, what you can do, my advice for you is, what you can do, you can use the dark blue pen to write the answers, and black pen you can use for show the calculation. It's look neat whenever you do like this. But if you want to do all the exam in the same color also can. But you try to avoid, you do half of the answer in a blue color, half of the answer in a black color. It's not really neat. Okay, you choose one color, black color for all the answers, dark blue to show the calculations. You can do that. Okay. Next one is, you will be allowed to use calculator. Yes, paper 1, paper 2, both papers you can use calculator. Paper 1, paper 2, both you can use calculator. Okay, 60% of the papers, paper 2, 60% of the paper will be test on the knowledge and understanding, direct questions, 60% from the direct. Okay, they will ask you to, example, it's include the definition, they ask you to define something, explain something, okay, explain the accounting terms, or prepare accounting statements. Okay, we have a statement of financial position, income statement, statement of affairs, statement of changes, equity, all these, they ask you to prepare the statements. And also they ask you to do ledger or calculate the accounting ratio. All these are direct, considered direct. It is under knowledge and understanding. 60% of the paper will be tested on this. Okay, next one, the 25% of the paper, will be tested on the analysis. Okay, analysis, select the relevant information and analysis. So how you analysis? It means they will test you to use the proper appropriate format. Okay, they will check on the format. The 25% of the questions will be based on the formats. Okay, and also how you interpret, and also if there's a mistake, that sometimes they give you some mistake, you need to do the correction of errors. Okay, all this will fall under 25%, which is analyze and also select the relevant information. Okay, the balance 15%, of the paper 2 will be assessed on the high level accounting thing, which is evaluate. Okay, how you evaluate, you can come to a conclusion whether the company good or bad. Okay, the company performing good. How we will check the company doing good or bad? We based on the profit of the company. If the profit is high, the company doing good. Okay, the profit is less, so you need to conclude and explain. Okay, or give some suggestion to improve the company or whatever the question will ask. Okay, so these are the 60%. If you really focus on the basic notes, okay, you can answer 60%. Another 25 and 15 will be the extra things. Okay, so these are paper 1 and paper 2. We move on to thing. Okay, in the paper 2, in examination in the paper 2, first thing, you need to read each question carefully. Make sure you understand what the question asking. Okay, it means always, I always tell you in the class also, always you go to the required first. You read the required. After you read the required, then only you read the full questions. Okay, we need to know what the question required first. Okay, you check the requirement, then only you read the full question, always. Okay, next one, attempt the question that you will feel confident. Okay, if you see this particular chapter, you're very good, that's the question number 5. You do that question 5 first. Okay, if you feel question number 1, you feel it's harder for you, so don't do the harder question first, because we need to grab the most marks. Okay, whichever question you feel easy, so you do that one first. And make sure you give the answer in the form of asked. Example, if they ask ledger account, you do the ledger account. If they ask you to show the calculation, you show the calculation. Okay. Don't misfollow or misdo the format. Okay, accounting statement must be displayed using suitable the presentation. Okay, normally we use a vertical presentation, vertical format. Okay, you can do the vertical format for all the statements. Okay, and also this is must. You must show the working. Okay, anywhere in the paper, even outside the table also, you still can write the working that how you get the marks. Okay, the examiner will look at the calculation and you will get the marks lah. Okay, show all the working for your answer. And also next one is give the answer to ratio to the accuracy indicate in the questions. Sometimes they will say 2 decimal place, so make sure your answer in a 2 decimal. If you go round up to 1 decimal, then you don't get marks, you don't get the marks. Okay, follow the question, you always read the full question. If the question say 2 decimal, you follow the 2 decimal. Okay, next one is the mark allocation. You can see the mark allocation inside the box there lah. Okay, inside the question down there, they will write in a bracket 2 marks, 4 marks. Okay, if there's a 4 marks, you at least give them 4 point, or you give 2 point with the explanation, because they read the question and see. Okay, you don't need to write more answer, or you need to no need to write 2 less answer. You see the marks, you just answer according to the marks given to you. And also when recommendation or cost of the action and advantages, disadvantages should be listed, and write a conclusion. Example, first you tell the advantages, then you write your disadvantages, and at last you need to conclude and you go for this, you accept or not. Okay, example, the question that may ask you whether the company take loan or ask the owner to contribute. Okay, you just tell advantages of the take a bank loan and disadvantages of the taking loan, and then your conclusion why you decide that. You must do that whenever the theory question. Okay, if you make an error, draw a line throughout the incorrect answer and write the correct one. You understand this? So if you make a mistake, you don't go right like this. Okay, just one line, just cut one line, and top or below or beside you write the correct answer. Whenever you write it is okay to write a wrong answer. You cancel the wrong answer with one line. Okay, don't scribble the answer. Okay, just cut in one line and then write the correct answer. And also you can use the blank page if you can use the blank page if you do not have enough space. Okay, normally if you see sometime the next page, there's one empty page there, you can use that particular page to write the answer whenever you don't enough space. And make sure words and figures are legible. Okay, you write in a clear one. Okay, next one. For paper 2, we have a 5 structure questions, you know, right? I already tell you. Okay, total marks is 100 marks. Total marks 100 marks. Each question will give you 20 marks. Like each question, there's 5 questions. Each question will give you 20 marks. Okay, a structure questions, one which centered fiction business. Okay, like it's a fake business lah. They will do a fake business there. Okay, you define or explain the accounting terms. These are the questions when normally they will ask. Okay, they ask you to define or explain the accounting terms. Okay, example, one accounting terms. What is dishonored check? They will might ask you. Okay, you define the dishonored check, or they ask you what is a provision for doubtful debt? What is the irrecoverable debt? Then you define that. Okay, second one, they might ask you to prepare the statements, accounting statements or ledger account. And they ask you to calculate. We have like a 12 ratios, accounting ratios. So you need to remember all the formulas. They will ask you to calculate and ask you to interpret. Recommendation, they might ask you, give recommendation for the owner to choose whether, example, the owner needs more money, whether the owner want to take bank loan or they take overdraft. So which is good. So you need to give recommendation. But always for the recommendation questions, always you give the advantages, disadvantages, and then only you give the recommendation. That's a full answer. Okay. Okay, that's it for paper 2. And I give you, show you some example of the question paper 2. This is the example question of paper 2. Always read the required. Can I say that? Prepare the manufacturing account. This is one example. Always read the required first. Okay, prepare manufacturing account. Then you read the full question. Okay. And if you got additional information, you look at the additional information, settle the addition, all the additional information before you write the answer. Okay, because sometimes you will miss out some information. So you read the additional information, make sure you settle all the additional information, you plus or minus in the your numbers, your amount given to you, then only you do the answer. Okay, now I will show you the answer for this question. You can pause this video if you want to do the question also can. Okay, this is the answer. There are a few things that I would like to highlight here. The first one is the title here. Okay, this title, if possible, you just follow given in the notes, my notes, or in a textbook also can. Okay, it would be acceptable to put used rather than consumed. You want to change this word consumed to used, you must use the correct heading. Okay, don't create your own heading. Okay, the formats and the terms, you must use the right terms. Okay, right terms. Next one is show the calculation. Okay, normally it is advisable. Show the calculation. Okay, showing the calculation, the final figure is advisable. Okay, it is better to show the calculation. Okay, next one is this figure. I'm talking about this figure. This figure represents the prime cost. It should be labeled. Can you say no? They didn't label here. Okay, they didn't label here. This is a mistake. You don't get the 1 mark for this. Okay, must be labeled. Almost all the numbers, if you see the format, there are some numbers no need label like this. The 26,000, there's no label for this. It's okay. But there are some important labels you must follow. Okay, so whenever there's a label, you must write the label to get the full mark. Okay, and also it is useful if you using the header. The header means the factory overheads. Okay, you write the header before you write the items. Example, normally we do write in an income statement, sales minus cost of sales. Okay, we write the cost of sales, then only we show the calculation. And also same goes for plus other income. We write other income, draw a line, and then you write all the other income. Then after that is what? Minus other expenses. We will write the header, we underline the header. After that, we write the items. So it is advisable to write the heading. Okay, always write the heading. It's look neat. Okay, and also yes, this calculation like this. Okay, it's a must. I will force all my students. It's a must to write a calculation. It's a must to write a calculation. So whenever the final answer go correct, whenever the final answer go wrong, you might get a marks here. Okay, you might sometimes you'll get a marks in the calculation. So always show a calculation in your any statement. You always show the calculation inside this table like this. For a ledger account, maybe you can show the calculation outside the ledger. For ledger account, you show the outside. For all the statements, you must show the calculation beside the item. And also remember this is unacceptable. Short form. No short form in IGCSE exam. You are not allowed to use any short form. Okay, except yes, you can use DRCR. But if that one in a account can. But whenever you write in a note, in a long answer, but you are not allowed to use DRCR also. You must use all the full terms. Okay, don't use short form. No short form. Okay, next one. Okay, this is a very good answer. Okay, but it could be improved. It could be improved by labeling this one. Just now I tell you already. Okay, the prime cost. Other than that, the answers you show in a bracket, all this should be okay lah. Okay, all this I explained already. Next part. We do question number B now. We read the question first. Yasmin is hoping to decrease her cost of production in the future. She think it is she spent a further 25,000 on factory machinery. She will able to reduce the costs on the direct labor. So she want to buy a machinery. So she buy the machinery, she will reduce the direct cost, direct labor cost lah. Okay, by one third. So the question asked me to advise, justify your answer with the 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Okay, the marks is 5 marks. Can you see now? The marks is 5. So you give 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages, and the final mark is for the recommendation. What is your recommendation? Okay, for this answer, can you see now? This answer, this student got only get 4 marks out of 5. Why? He give the two advantages, correct. Two disadvantages, but this student didn't give the recommendation. So you need to answer according to the marks given to you. According to the marks given to you. So if 5 marks means 2 advantages, 2 disadvantages, and also 1 recommendation. Okay, then only you get a full mark. So can you see the thing how you get the marks? Okay, that's it. Checklist. Actually, I have prepared one revision checklist from the first topic until the last topic, all the topics. Okay, in this part, this is a guide. I have provided some revision checklist. This include information from the syllabus that you should revise. Okay, so if you have a checklist, it's easy to revise, right? So they don't contain all the detailed knowledge. It's not a notes. Okay, this checklist is a note, not a notes, but it's like a list. You check whether you know, you don't know. Okay, what you can do is you take out the printout this checklist, and then you check one by one, you know or you don't know. Okay, whichever you don't know, then you need to revise on that particular topic, or you can see me personally also, I can revise on that particular topic. Now I'll show you the checklist. First, I show you the legend for the checklist first. First, R is rate. Rate is for you don't know the topic. You don't know at all what they are saying. Okay. A or the yellow color is yes, you know a little bit of this. G or green means you're confident with that particular topic. So you need to tick. You tick first before you start your revision for your IGCSE. You tick first. Which are the things that red color you don't know anything about the topic. A or the yellow color. A or yellow color you okay with the topic. G, you're confident and you are perfect. You know everything on that particular topic. So that's how we decide first. So these are the first thing. Topic number 1. Can you see topic number 1? 1.1. Can you see the 1.1? The accounting, the purpose of accounting. On this particular topic, understand and explain the difference between bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping and accounting. So do you know what is the meaning of bookkeeping? Do you know what is accounting? If you know, just tick the G. Just tick the G. Okay. If you don't know at all, then tick the R. If you average, A lah. Okay. Next one. State the purpose of measuring business and profit. If you're good in this topic, just tick the G. Then R or A. So for all the topics, I prepared this list. So you tick first, which you feel which one. Okay. Then after that, you have like a short list, which topic you need to focus that you don't know. Okay. These are the topics that we learn in IGCSE. First one is fundamental accounting. Okay. The purpose of accounting and also the accounting equation. After that, we learn about source of recording, which is the double entry, the debit credit, double entry debit credit. Business documents, roughly we have a six business document that you need to know. Book of prime entry, we have a 7 book of prime entry. Do you remember what are the book of prime entry? First one, can you tell me? You'll know or not? Okay, journal, sales journal, purchases journal, sales return journal, purchases return journal, cash book, petty cash book. Okay, you need to know all the format, how to prepare this 7 book of prime entry. After that, trial balance. Okay, you know, you don't know. Then correction of errors. We have a 2 type of errors. Okay, one revealed in the trial balance, another one is not revealed in the trial balance. And how to do the suspense account. You should know this on this topic. And bank reconciliation. Okay, under the bank reconciliation, there are 2 things that you need to know under bank reconciliation. Update the cash book. Another one is prepare the bank reconciliation. Okay, next one is the control account. Under the control account, you need to know sales ledger control account, purchases ledger control account, the source of information. All this you need to quick check whether you know or don't know. Okay, after that, capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, capital receipt, revenue receipt. You need to know this one also. Okay, apart from this, depreciation and also disposal. Other payable, other receivable. Okay, you know. Then irrecoverable debt, provision for doubtful debt, valuation of the inventory. Valuation inventory, we will follow the LOCN, loss on cost or net realizable value. Under the sole traders, okay, you need to know how to prepare income statement and statement of financial position for your sole trader. Okay, partnership, you need to know how to prepare income statement for partnership, appropriation account and current account, and statement of financial position. These are the 4 things in the partnership. After that, we have a limited company. For limited company, you need to know how to prepare SOCHI and statement of financial position. These are the two main important things. Okay, statement of changes equity and statement of financial position. And also little bit of theory. Limited company got a lot of theories. What is the difference between limited company and private limited company? And then what is the difference between the shares, okay? Capital shares, sorry, issued share, called up share, paid up share. You need to know the difference. And what's the difference between preference shares and ordinary share and debentures? Okay, what are this different of all this? Okay, and for club and society, you need to know how to prepare receipt and payment account, subscription account, income and expenditure. Okay, you just check one by line whether you know, you don't know, you know, you don't know. Just get a checklist first. Okay, after that, manufacturing, one of the easiest topic. Under the manufacturing, what is the difference between direct cost, indirect cost? Okay, you need to know how to prepare manufacturing account, income statement, and statement of financial position with work in progress. You know what is work in progress? After that, we have incomplete record. Under the incomplete record, you need to know how to prepare statement of affairs. Okay, apart from the statement of affairs, you need to know how to prepare the full income statement for incomplete record. Then use the technique. What are the techniques? The three techniques are, okay, markup, margin, and inventory turnover. Use this calculation to find the information in the incomplete records. Apart from that, you need to know the ratios. Okay, we have gross profit margin, return on capital employed, current ratio, liquid ratio, rate of inventory turnover, trade receivable turnover, trade payable turnover. Okay, these are the formulas. You need to know all the formulas of all these ratios. Okay, and also you need to know how to interpret. Okay, which is good. Your gross profit, higher or lower? Which one is good? Higher is good. Okay, your rate of inventory turnover, higher or lower? Which one is good? Higher. Okay, your trade payable and trade receivable turnover, which one is good? Lower is good. So actually all higher except the trade payable and trade receivable. Trade payable and trade receivable, lower is better. Others all higher is better. Remember that. Okay, and also you need to know the inter-firm comparison. We need to compare. We calculate the ratios and compare company A, company B. Which one is good? Okay. Another thing is interested party. We have a two type of interested party. One is internal, another one is external. You should know internal, external, what the people. And the next one is limitation of accounting. What is the limitation of accounting? We have only three limitation of accounting, which is historical costs, difficulty for definition, and also non-financial aspects. Okay, you need to know all this. Okay, next one, you need to know accounting principle. Okay, there are 10 accounting principle: matching principle, business studies, business entity, consistency, duality, going concern, historical cost, materiality, money measurements, prudence, and realization. So you need to know all the meaning of this. Okay. Last one will be accounting policies. Accounting policies, we have 4 accounting policies: comparability, relevance, reliability, and understandability. Okay, these are the 4 accounting policies that you need to know. Okay, so this is the checklist. So you go through one by one. I will print out this, I will give it to you. Okay, you print out one by one, and then you need to know which one you know, which one you don't know. So after you tick everything, then roughly you have an idea what are the topics that you don't know, you need to revise. What are the topics that you're confident, so you can skip the topic first. We focus on the topic that that you don't know, which is the red color. Okay, good luck for accounts. Love accounts, accounts will love you back. Any question, anytime, you can see me. Thank you. Bye. Good luck.